bossy, we don't tread softly, but not flossy, the streets that taught me, but we too bossy, we don't tread softly, but not flossy, the streets that taught me, I'm just tryna get my nigga paid. We came from Section 8, and I knew I was at since the 2nd grade. Man, I swear my time is coming, cause I'm never late. Came from broken homes and broken dreams to getting paid.
Boss Cowboys.
Your voice matters.
Your voice matters. Yep, your voice matters. Yeah, man. So much going on. So much. So we hearing about Trey Lance. The plan is coming out. Yep. Interesting. We're going to talk about that. And the schedule is out. We know the ops. We're going to talk about that. But the big thing we got to talk about, that's if you want answers.
You want answers?
Oh, man. Ooh-wee. Mike Zimmer, the real first-round pick, quoted by Nate Newton. So we're going to talk about it, man. It's going to be an interesting show today. Y'all sit back. Boss got you. Boss Cowboy Sports.
Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matters.
Student.
No watch, no diamonds, no watch, good timing, yeah.
BJ.
No watch, no diamonds, no watch,
Aaron.
good timing, yeah. Need no middleman, I'm the man to man, send it in. I like what I like, me, I
Main
know my
purpose.
sipping in. I
Let's
like
go.
having fun. I do what I want, it's what it is. For my son and son, for my daughters, yeah, it's for my
Johnny
twin. I
Wood.
work through the night, I do what
George
I like, get a
Boney.
check. I go for the ride, I've been down the ride for the win. Still move on the hush.
Daniel Berry Sports, let's go.
Month to month, still from year to year. No watch, no diamonds, no watch, good timing, yeah.
King Chase in the house.
No watch, no diamonds, no watch, good timing, yeah. I'm sporty and rich, I'm sporty and rich, I'm sporty and
Troy
rich.
in the house.
Again, I'm sporty and rich.
John in the
I'm sporty and
house.
rich, I'm sporty and rich. Do it again. Get some checks.
Dre
I
the
invest,
Great.
and I spend a check. Spend a check, get it back, then I take a risk.
Let's go.
Only race is the human, I take care of my skin. I was doing this as a rookie, now I'm up to vet. Set the trend, set the pace of play. I don't trip, but if I fall, bet I make a way. I take trips in the fall, watch the leaves change. I like to treat every day like it's my B-Day. No watch, no diamonds, no watch, good timing, yeah.
Duty Wood, I see you, dog.
No watch, no diamonds, no watch,
Big
good timing,
Santana
yeah.
Swain.
I'm sporty and rich.
Let's go.
I'm sporty and rich. I'm sporty and rich.
Yeah, let's go.
I'm sporty and rich. I'm sporty and rich. I'm sporty and rich.
Come on.
Do it again.
All right. It's your boy, Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matter.
Do it again.
And all the executives, y'all know what to do.
Do it again.
Man, Dallas Law in the house. Man, y'all coming in today real fast, man. I appreciate y'all always. Today is already very interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and get to it, man. So we got some stuff coming out about Trey Lance, right? And this is what we figured. We already talked about this. Y'all give me 1 second. Y'all know I always say the same thing. I got to make sure everything is set up. I do that every time. Hey, when you flying these planes, man, it's sensitive. My boy One-Handed Bandit. Hey, I also want to say something, man, just real quick before I get going. I really appreciate the teamwork with the executives. I appreciate how y'all send me stuff. One-Handed Bandit does a great job of tweeting me stuff that sometimes I don't see, but I can put it in the show. And we really a team, all of us. So I appreciate that. But kind of getting down to it, you know, the spin is already starting, and I knew it was gonna happen. What's up, my boy Dak Delusion in the house? What's going on, big dog? But it's already starting, and I knew it would. And they talking about Cowboys planning to give backup QB a ton of reps this offseason. I see you, Super Chat. I'm gonna get to it in just a second. I'm gonna get to that Super Chat and just he said, "Is it time to get petty yet?" Not quite. We getting close though. But Cowboys planning to give backup QB a ton of reps this offseason. And see, I knew this was gonna happen. All right. So this is a quote from Brian Schottenheimer, right? He said, "We know that. We know Coop Rush. Lance is the question mark." Offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer said via Clarence Hill of the Fort Worth Telegram, "It's going to be all about getting him a ton of reps throughout OTAs, minicamp, and then training camp. You're going to see him getting a ton right leading into the preseason." Yep. And that actually makes sense, but my boy say pure sped. Yes, it's definitely sped, bro. Listen. First, I gotta give y'all the truth. Here we go.
Oh, you see this guy? Number one bullshit guy. He do the wee woo.
All right, so I gotta tell you the truth before the wee woo campaign start, because it's gonna be some major wee woo campaigns on this. I'm gonna tell you what the campaign is gonna be before it start. All right. So this is what some people go want you to believe. Some people go really want you to believe that the Dallas Cowboys is going to use OTAs and training camp and preseason to figure out if they're going to allow Dak to play out the season. Now, if that was true, we would have the dumbest front office in the entire world. I'm serious, man. We would have because you got to think about, and I'm going to move on from this. I ain't going to spend too much time on this. You got to think about it. See, if when you looking at Dak, you looking at games. You looking at somebody who was thrown into the fire and been swimming like a fish from day one. And you got oodles and oodles of games and playoffs and leadership. Just so much that you already know. And a new offense was the MVP. Yes. So they trying to get us to really think that they go use OTAs, training camp, and preseason to try to determine if they're going to move forward with Trey. Ah, man. So anyway, I just want to listen. I'm just trying to get y'all ready because it's going to be a lot of...
Oh, you see this guy? Number one bullshit guy. He do the wee woo.
This is finna be a massive publicity stunt, and it's gonna work. Now it ain't gonna work on y'all, but it's gonna work on a whole lot of people. You gonna hear a whole lot of people, man. I think they gonna let Dak play out the season, man. I think, you know. Like, man, no. I put it like this: if they do, we have literally the dumbest front office of all time, and I just don't believe that. Because then what they actually would be doing was using games to where Trey Lance is going to be going against players at practice and second team players and third team players, and going against teams that's not going to be really letting out the full ammo. So they supposed to literally use this period where basically Trey Lance is going to be going against JV to potentially move on from Dak. And if they do, at best they get a 3rd round pick from Dak. Do we really think front office is that dumb? So I just want to get y'all ready, because it's coming. And it's going to get louder and louder. And this is what I can't wait. This is what I'm certain gonna happen in training camp. They gonna be showing so many highlights of Trey. They gonna really try to manufacture this manufactured controversy. So I'm just getting y'all ready for it before it happens. So let me move on, because we got the good news. The good news. Come on. We got the good news. What is this good news? We know the enemy. Oh, man. We know the enemy. Oh, man. Looks good to me. Yeah, it looked like another 10 to 12 win season. Yep. To me. Maybe more. Man, your Dallas Cowboys might be the best team in the league. It could happen. Because the key thing I look at is who we playing at home and who we playing away. And from a glance, it's pretty obvious that our away games are not as challenging as our home games. Because I would say the Bengals is a challenge. Detroit, definitely a challenge. The Ravens, a challenge. Washington and the Eagles go definitely be a challenge. The Texans, yes, that's gonna be a challenge. You know, the Saints, you know, that's the team that could be a challenge because we like to fall asleep. Tampa also was a playoff game. So we gonna have some good games at the house. We gonna have some good old wars that I'm looking forward to. But then when you look at the away games, they kind of lighten it up on us. Because Pittsburgh is still rebuilding. They have quarterback controversies. They got a lot of stuff going on. San Fran is obviously going to be a challenge. It's going to always be hard to go in their house. The Browns, that's probably the best team on paper. Now, I said on paper. But Atlanta, come on now. Now, we don't take no teams for granted. We just talking about on paper. The Panthers, come on. So, you know, the obvious challenge, in my opinion, is going to be the home games, right? So, you know, I'm pretty sure y'all going to want to talk about that. So when we open up the phone lines, y'all can call in and I'll bring that back up. Also, I want y'all to clap it up, man. For real. I want y'all to clap it up for the most loyal, faithful Cowboy fan on YouTube. Y'all clap it up for the homie, man. Eastside. It is nobody more loyal I think this man has perfect attendance. It is literally no channel that you can click on and you won't see him, man. This, like, you are the best Cowboy fan I've ever seen. Like, I would just so happen to see Fish, right? I just so happen to see Fish. I click on there, and guess who's a faithful participant? Eastside. Then I go to Landlord, and he right there just early. He the first one in class. You are the most loyal Cowboy fan I've ever met. Thank you, Eastside. I really appreciate you, bro. For real. For being loyal to us. Oh, man. Let me clap it up one more time, man. Woo. Woo. That boy is loyal. Thank you. Thank you. Perfect attendance. Perfect attendance. Perfect attendance. And thank you for watching today. Thank you. As usual, you're early. I really appreciate you. Oh man, this boy. Whew. Weirdo. But it's okay. Yeah. Welcome. All right. But what I want to really get into today is what we came for. Mike Zimmer, the real first round pick. Man, listen, this is a show that go ahead and kick your feet up, because we gonna really break him down today. All right, we gonna really break him down. And Nate Newton started this, and Coach Marv also sent me this. Shout out to Coach Marv, another person that does a great job of just doing excellent work in the community, just really being a leader. I would call Coach Marv a leader. So let's kind of start this off, because once we kind of get through this, I think we're going to have a much better feeling of Coach Zimmer, and we going to really get into this, man, because this is now I'm starting to get a real feel of what's getting ready to happen, and I'm going to really do my best to explain this to y'all. So y'all kick back. Here we go.
We had, who's with the Washington enemy Commanders. You know, we let go. Well, he got a head coaching job, and I'm not going to call his name, because once you leave my beloved Cowboys, your name is not to be mentioned again. But now we have Mike Zimmer, who's dedicated to understanding that you dictate to the offense. You can either run or you can pass, but you will not be able to dictate to us both, and when you desire to do it. Mike Zimmer went out and drafted those type guys. We have pass rushers, but now we have guys that are dedicated to the run. Well, when we go to practice in the spring, out to Thousand Oaks, California, we will see people dedicated to run stop, and we will have a unit that will run in on first and second down and run situations where these guys are going to be dedicated first to stopping the run. Because, Rad, listen to me now. Listen to me. Let me tell y'all something. And I've told everybody this, and this is what confirmed it for me. They had Love, the quarterback for the Green Bay Packers, young guy, tell Micah Parsons on his podcast.
I got to pause right there. You could tell Nate felt disrespected. See, that's the old school in him. Like, it rubs old school players wrong, especially when you see Micah Parsons networking with the ops. Now, it's a new generation. That's what they do now, right? It's a new generation. But you can just see it in his body language. You can see it in his passion, how it kicked up. Because he said, when he said it on your show, like, he basically saying, you should have took that personal. You should have took that personal. That's just my observation, but let's keep going.
That's right. Listen to me now. Listen to me. Let me tell y'all something. And I've told everybody this, and this is what confirmed it for me. They had Love, the quarterback for the Green Bay Packers, young guy, tell Micah Parsons on his podcast. You can go back and get it. Streaming. That's one thing about streaming. You can pull it back up. He said all we wanted to do was, when we got in a tight, And it was a anyway. I call it anyway down, where you can run or pass. They said, we just gonna run, y'all. We was just gonna run the ball. Over the last 7 to 8 years, whenever you wanted to beat the Dallas Cowboys, whenever we got in big game situations, tight situations, team just ran the ball. They dictated when they was going to pass, but they mostly just ran the ball. Zim is going to stop that. That is our first round pick. They got Tyler Guyton, but our first round pick is Zim.
Our first round pick is Zim. Ooh, wait. Also, man, that's from the Playmakers Network. You know what I'm saying? So we always put the links in the description. Yeah, man. Woo. So, and Ty said, I hate his podcast. I feel like he just locked in enough. Could be wrong, but that's just my opinion. Listen, and I'm gonna tell you something. I respect that because I didn't agree with everything. Like I didn't agree that we're in a rebuild. I didn't agree with that. I believe that we redshirted these guys, so I'm not co-signing everything. But that part I locked in on, and it made me look even closer at Zimmer. And I'm gonna explain some things today. So I'm also play some stuff that's gonna put some things together. Like for instance, we was fortunate enough, Law Nation and I, to talk to George Teague at Shakerton's. And this was day one of the NFL draft. So this is a perfect time to bring this back up because it's gonna highlight something. Let's go.
Man, you know him. Yes, indeed. George, did you get a chance to be under Mike Zim?
I did.
Oh, okay.
I played with him.
Intel.
Yeah, he was the defensive coordinator when I.
Oh, he was the
DC when they came here.
Okay.
Yes, so I know him very well, and I actually spent some time with him up in Minnesota. So I went up and.
I want y'all to notice that too. The more and more I've been paying attention, the more and more I see a lot of his ex-players go back to support him. We gonna come back to that.
Got to watch him coach and sit in, so I got a little bit of intel.
On him. Okay, so any of that like soft stuff that we may get from like DBs, that's not going to happen this year.
No.
None of that fake tackling stuff.
No.
I remember you were telling me about that.
Yeah, no. He brings the fire, the passion, the toughness, so the swagger, the dog that you want to have out of a coach. So it's going to be different for those guys because he holds guys accountable with playing physical. You know, so I'm really want to see how he's going to change that dynamic, particularly in the secondary, but with the whole defense.
Yeah.
It's going to be different, man. It's going to be different.
That's what we all wondering because on one end, some people have been saying that the Cowboys soft. On the other end, some people saying, no, the Cowboys not soft. But the Arizona tape, we never correct all wrongs.
Yes.
So a lot of people are saying, like, hey, we a front-runner team because if you punch the Cowboys in the mouth, they'll fold like lawn chairs, you know.
Well, just go back and see what Green Bay did to us. They just punched you in the mouth right from the jump.
Just go look at what Green Bay did to us. And I've been thinking, y'all know, I be serious when I say I slept on stuff. And I've been thinking, like, Dan Quinn was a good coach, right? He was a good coach. It was a lot of good things he did. I'm not gonna totally just demolish him. But it was a pattern. It was a pattern that's following him. It wasn't just front running with the Dallas Cowboys. It was front running everywhere. That as soon as his defense would get punched in the mouth, his responses was womp. Because it was a time to where Dan Quinn had a Super Bowl in the bag. He was up in the third quarter, 28-3. Trips, you already beat me to it. I'll tell you, this is why I call y'all executives. Yeah. 28-3. And remember, he got fired from Atlanta mid-season. Before the season, they was like, get. This front running wasn't just with us. It was a pattern of softness that you can hear Nate saying it's gonna be different. It's gonna be different with Zim. It's gonna be different. Yeah, that front running. So, and I started to think about it. I say, man, that's a, obviously major difference between the two. And I'm gonna say something real quick that's starting to frustrate me. What's starting to frustrate me is too many reporters, in my opinion, they keep coming up to Zim like, are you still gonna be mean in the modern era? Have you changed your coaching style? Or are you the old Zim? It's like a subtle pressure, like they trying to make him a marshmallow. Zim, Coach Zim, this is what I'm gonna say. Please, if you listen to the show, if you sitting up somewhere and you just clicked on this, please don't fall for that. Run this D like you've always run your D. Don't fall for no pressure that people trying to put on you to be young and to be a friend to these guys. Run your style. And so, as we was sitting there talking to George Teague, Law, being in the zone, hit him up with a question that also opened up the door to make me look even closer. So y'all check this out.
Dan Quinn, he was a good coach. Okay, yeah. I don't want to say that, but his attitude was different. I was just talking about how.
Okay.
Dan Quinn, he was a good coach. Okay, yeah. I don't want to say that, but his attitude was different. I was just talking about how.
Okay.
Dan Quinn, he was a good coach. Okay, yeah. I don't want to say that, but his attitude was different. I was just talking about how.
Okay.
Coaching at Dallas means a different thing. There's different. If you think of college, you got to have a certain type of coach to coach at Alabama, Miami, Florida State. Those are different type of dudes. If you're gonna come to the Cowboys, you still need to have a little bit of stuff in your neck.
Ooh, man, say, boy, y'all better listen to George Teague, man. Hold on real quick, man. Who got that Rick Ross button? Let me hit that. I'm gonna rewind that one more time. Just one more. Listen.
Dan Quinn, he was a good coach. Okay, yeah. I don't want to say that, but his attitude was different. I was just talking about how.
Okay.
Coaching at Dallas means a different thing. There's different. If you think of college, you got to have a certain type of coach to coach at Alabama, Miami, Florida State. Those are different type of dudes. If you're gonna come to the Cowboys, you still need to have a little bit of stuff in your neck. Doesn't mean that Dan Quinn wasn't good with that, but he was a nice guy. I don't know that he necessarily would chew on somebody like Zim will. I've heard.
Dan Quinn was a nice guy. I don't know if he'll chew on somebody like Zim will. Yeah. Y'all don't worry about Drew, man. He one of my loyal supporters from Philly. What's up, man? Y'all don't pay him no mind. He just like Eastside Harold. Every now and then we go get fans from other teams. That's what it is. But man, watch yourself, man. Don't come in here trolling too much, bro. Don't come in here trolling too much, bro. We gonna let you do it a little bit. But after a while,
everybody around me shooters. Ain't no telling who was shooting.
all right, chill out. For real. You'll get on my nerves. All right, but here we go. Let me go back to it.
Heard that many a times on the sideline.
No, because he's way
good with that, but he was a nice guy. You know, I don't know that he necessarily would chew on somebody like Zim will. I've heard that many a times on the sideline.
No, because he's way in the press box.
That's right.
So what's the difference from you as being a star-studded player in the National Football League? What are the difference of a coach being in the press box or that man that's on the sideline that can spit at you, that can grab you and say, hey.
Hold on real quick. Hey, hold on real quick. Hey, you ain't said nothing but a word, little dog. Hold on real quick. Shooters.
Everybody around me shooters. Ain't no telling who was shooting.
Yeah, don't come in here being obnoxious, you Philly loser. Learn to act your age. Shooters, get them out of here, man. We ain't playing. Yeah, appreciate that. My boy say got him. Pew pew. My boy say pew pew. Yeah, got him. Yeah, get him out of here, man. We don't play that, man. You gonna know how to behave. You gonna act your age. Yeah. All right, here we go.
Hey, get your act together. What's the differences between the two?
So that's good and bad because there's always an intimidation factor. Even when you're in the pros, you don't want your coach coming over and giving it to you a little bit, particularly if you're making mistakes or not doing right, rushing up the field too much, not breaking well. That you know they're already looking at you on the sideline before you even so you're already trying not to come off the field.
Yeah, right.
You know, that kind of thing, and then you can't necessarily lie to them because they got the iPad right there, and they open that little thing up. And they're like, okay, tell me what was happening right here.
Right.
You know, that kind of thing. So it makes for
during games.
Hold on, whoa.
I believe you'll be on the sideline, not the booth, as some choose to go about it. Why to you is that the right move, and what comes with that?
Hold on, I'm moving too fast. Here we go.
Difference and a different set of accountability. Because I can remember him coming to me, first being a good coach and asking you, hey, what did you see?
Yeah.
You know, but then
he said, I can remember him coming to me, first being a good coach. Now, he giving you the difference between a press box coach versus no press box. This is somebody who played under Zim. All right. So you can't get more of a horse's mouth than this. And this is day one of the draft.
You a chance.
Yeah, give me a chance to lie, I guess.
Right.
Give me a chance to lie.
Yeah.
But also saying, and he said this to me, George, you're lucky as bleep, you know, because you're gambling.
Press box versus no press box. Look at that man right in his face. You lucky as F because you gambling. You can't do that in the press box. You can't instill fear and respect like that in a press box.
See it, cut it out.
Wow.
You know, it's going to catch up to you in a minute that you keep.
Right.
I'm telling you to get your butt in the post.
Wow.
And you ain't in the post.
Wow.
I mean, he's telling me that on the field right there in front of everybody. TV cameras, little boom things right above you.
Ooh. See, yeah. The boom, yeah. So sounds from the sideline, he basically saying Zimmer didn't care about none of that. I don't care about the mics. I don't care about them cameras. It's all about me and you. It's about you. Accountability right there. Real time. I ain't got to say, go get on the phone. Hey, go tell Micah Parsons to get on the phone. Hey, go tell Bland to get on the phone.
You know, so you got to get yourself checked.
Got to get yourself checked. So when we dealing with press box versus no press box, that's a big difference. A big difference.
During games, I believe you'll be on the sideline, not the booth, as some choose to go about it. Why to you is that the right move, and what comes with that?
Well, I've always been on the sideline, number one. And number two, you know, I want to catch them when they come off so I can talk to them. And if there's adjustments that need to be made, then I want to be able to sit down and do it with them. And
what did Teague say? You gambling, Teague. You lucky as F. Yeah, I see the difference. I see the big difference of why one coach couldn't stop the nosebleed that was happening in Green Bay, and another coach has a way better chance of stopping the next nosebleed. He said, first of all, I've always been down here with these guys. I've always been amongst my men. But then I want to be able to help you be accountable immediately.
I want to catch them when they come off so I can talk to them. And if there's adjustments that need to be made, then I want to be able to sit down and do it with them. And, you know, a lot of times I tell them if they mess up, go on the other end, don't come by me.
So now all of us that been watching the games, we've been seeing issues with containment. All of us. We used to do watch parties and we used to always talk about guys need to be disciplined. It was a lack of discipline. It was talent, but it was a lack of discipline. We used to all say, yeah, I agree. Shots fired. Yep, at Quinn. Yeah. Pew pew. Shots fired. Yeah, for sure. But what I'm doing is I'm looking under the hood, because we already did a show. Is the offense better? I already did a show on that. But when you're talking about the defense, we got to start with the coaching. I went straight to the players on offense because we know the coaches. We already know Mike McCarthy. We know QB coach, running back coach. We know all of them. We already know it was the top two offense. So we ain't got to go to the coaches. But on this, we got to look at the difference. And we got to say, okay, well, what's getting ready to happen? Why are so many former players extremely high? Like, just think about what Nate Newton said. He said Mike Zimmer, the real first round pick. The real first round pick. Because when you look at that metaphor, most people look at first round picks as immediate impact. If we go unpack that metaphor. Yeah. So he's saying the real, true, immediate impact is Zim. So one of the things is, can Zim get rid of the individual mind state? And my boss said, let me answer this question. He said, what do I think about Zimmer sneak dissing? Honestly, I don't think he was sneak dissing. I think he was being honest. I think he was just being honest. You know, something that we all started to notice Dan Quinn, at first it was a whisper, but it started getting louder and louder. See, at first, Dan Quinn, he did a good job because we was, at first, the worst defense in franchise history. And Dan Quinn did turn that around. He did. And we felt so appreciative that it got to a point to where it was, how dare you question Dan Quinn ever? Huh? How dare you? But over time, as we kept looking, we started saying, hey man, this dude is he doing some BS.
Oh hell no.
We start seeing stuff like LVE playing the edge. Like, what? Neville Gallimore at the 9, and he playing the edge. We like, whoa, wait. Like, I understand you experimenting, big dog, but some things is just a waste of reps. Huh. It is nothing about Neville that ever said that he could actually rush off the edge. It was like, what are you doing, you goofy? Huh. No, I think he was just being straight up. But let me go back to this individual play, because this is important.
But I think what Zim is going to bring a little bit too is, how do you get those guys to become a unit and get rid of all the individualism that was kind of in there? And I think he has a way to be able to eliminate that, because you can't go win the Super Bowl if you got a bunch of pockets within your team.
Let me say that. Let me rewind that.
But I think what Zim is going to bring a little bit too is, how do you get those guys to become a unit and get rid of all the individualism that was kind of in there? And I think he has a way to be able to eliminate that, because you can't go win the Super Bowl if you got a bunch of pockets within your team.
My boss Studi said, boss, you was one of the first to speak on Dan Quinn at the time it was not popular. It was hard too, bro. Cause see, it'd be a lot of people, they be, man, let Dan Quinn work. Boss, who do you think you are? You're just a YouTuber. Shut your mouth, Negro. Hush. I'm like, nah, bro. Like, just hold on. This is just common sense, bro. Like, what is Neville doing at the 9? Come on, bro. That's not even hard. Anybody should have saw that was goofy. And that's why we gotta learn that when we see things, say something. It's too many of us that we love to know our place instead of speaking our mind.
Bring it real back. He be speaking his mind. That boy with the shit.
At some point, you gotta say, like, when you know you seeing something, man, we can't let people bully us, man. That is, man, boss, shut up. Boss, shut up, Studewood. Shut up, Montana. Come on, this is Dan Quinn. He turned around our defense. How dare you question him? If he decides to put Neville Gallimore and if he decides that LVE is better than Bobby Wagner, then shut your mouth, Negro.
You want answers?
Yeah. But George talking about, let's go back to that one more time.
Man, you know him. Yes, indeed. George.
Hold on, no, this one.
But I think what Zim is going to bring a little bit too is, how do you get those guys to become a unit and get rid of all the individualism that was kind of in there? And I think he has a way to be able to eliminate that, because you can't go win the Super Bowl if you got a bunch of pockets within your team.
All right, so I listened real close to what Zimmer is going to try to put into the defense. Okay, He has a dominant philosophy. This is his philosophy. Write it down. This is it right here. Do your job so others can have success doing theirs. He is going to attempt to break the individual mind state that was under Quinn. With the philosophy of do your job so others can have success doing theirs.
I always say this, do your job so someone else can have success doing theirs. You might have to sit there and take on a double team and it's no fun, but you're doing it because the other guy can make the tackle. So, those are the kind of things that we kind of stress, and, playing good team defense and, obviously all the things, be really good on third down, good in stop and run, be good in the red zone. But, when they get out there and they're on the field, they know what they're doing and they go out and make plays.
That's the key philosophy. That's the key philosophy that he gonna be really working to get the defense to buy into. Doing your job so that others can do their job. Because most of us hear do your job. We don't hear the B part. We don't hear do your job so others can have success. He's gonna go very heavy into a team philosophy. And he's gonna be very serious about accountability to it. He gonna be very serious. So he goes even deeper in a Doomsday podcast. I want y'all to listen.
I got a job to do, and to get these players to play the best that they possibly can play, be as disciplined as they possibly can be, and play together as a team. So we have to get guys understanding their roles and what is asked of them to do. And I don't know if I've said this in other press conference, but one of my big sayings all the time is do your job so someone else can have success doing theirs. So you might not like taking on this double team, but that's your job. And this guy, because you're doing it, has got an opportunity to make some plays. And next time, he's going to help you make some plays. But that's how it all works together, whether it's corners and safeties or defensive line and linebackers or whatever it is.
Yep. And so there are some dilemmas, okay? There are some dilemmas. That's why I said once I finish this, a lot of people gonna have a way better understanding of what Zimmer is. Some of y'all already know. Some of y'all already like, but some of y'all like, okay, I didn't really peep that was his main philosophy. But he said that's my main saying. He said it twice. So this is what he's preaching to those guys. Accountability to your job, but not just that, for your other guys' success. And we go into that even deeper in just a second. But before we do, I want to explain the dilemma, because BLS did a good job of talking about the other side. I want y'all to listen. Listen to this.
Facts.
Oh man!
Now, one of the things that we heard about the individualism. Let me know if I'm stepping on your toes.
No, you good.
One of the things that we heard about the individualism is after the season ended, one of the things that we heard was that a lot of these players, part of the reason that they were kind of going rogue and doing their own thing was because of incentives that they had within their individual contracts that kind of gave them an incentive to maybe not necessarily go with the game plan all the time for the sake of getting certain bonuses and other personal gain. Do you think that it's possible to instill a culture and a philosophy that will have them still play as a team while still being able to get some of those bonuses and the things they want as individuals?
Yeah, I think it's possible. I mean, I had incentives in mind, whether it was playing, making it to a Pro Bowl,
right,
great number of interceptions that you have, but that don't mean you just deviate and try to be greedy.
So that's not an excuse to you?
It's not an excuse. Now,
okay.
I can say when you get close to them, I'll use my real case of there was a playing time bonus that I needed to have. You know,
the money,
$750,000. You know, if you play like 2-3 more plays, you know, and maybe we're winning or something, and he's trying to clear the bench out. Come on out and get your rest. But I'm having to say, whoa, hold up, coach. You know. 3 more plays, man.
You know, 3 more plays.
Let me get these.
HBO me, you know.
Right.
Help a brother out.
Right. So I don't
say, man. Me and Law was in the zone, bro. We listen. That boy say HBO. We said that at the same time, bro. That's how you know we've been doing shows, bro. Look at this. Watch.
3 more plays, man. You know,
3 more plays.
Let me get these.
HBO me, you know.
Right.
Help a brother out.
Right. So I don't think.
Say, bro. Say, boss been working. Say, man. Said that at the same time, bro.
Get these.
HBO me, you know.
Right.
Help a brother out.
Right. So I don't think an excuse, but then this is where I keep going to Zim because I have had those conversations with him where he knew, all right, I want to help you reach your goals. I'm not trying to hinder you from not making your money, but that just don't go doing your own stuff because we're still trying to win a football game. You know, it can't just be about you because there's a whole lot of us that are trying to make that money too.
That's real. Hold on real quick. So BLS did a good job of talking about the dilemma, right? That these players chasing the sinners. And he was basically saying Zim is going to work with these guys if allowed. And I got to say that, if allowed. To where he gonna try to help you get your money. But see, they gonna have to trust him. They gonna have to trust that he is actually looking out for your best interests. That if you need to stay out there to get your bonus, he gonna leave you out there. That's what George Teague was saying. It's another dilemma that came out, and then I'm gonna put all the dilemmas together and we go talk through it. Okay. So that was one. This is the other one.
George, I had a theory just from, obviously watching the game. I feel like when I watched that Green Bay game that it wasn't just the X's and O's. I thought it was the emotions of the game. And I remember in 2016 Detroit, the Detroit Lions was running the ball on us, Law.
Right.
We couldn't stop them. We was looking soft, just to be honest.
Yeah.
They talked about Sean Lee at halftime, basically ripped a hole in the defense. They came out and shut them down. The benefit of having George Teague here and Zimmer being his coach.
Right.
What's your thoughts on the emotions of the game and Zimmer being able to get those guys to actually play at that level that we didn't see in Green Bay?
I think what you hit on is what I really like is being able to identify that person that really can jump on a team or a person or something and be respected at it. I don't know that we ever had anybody step up. We had some leaders, Micah Parsons being the guy, whatever. DeMarcus Lawrence doing this stuff. But I don't know that we had.
That's a little problem. Just keeping it real. And George Teague is very respectful, but I see where he's saying, who is the guy? Who is the guy that can do what Sean Lee did? Because that wasn't my point, but he pulled that out of my point. Let me go back real quick.
Being able to get those guys to actually play at that level that we didn't see in Green Bay.
I think what you hit on is what I really like is being able to identify that person that really can jump on a team or a person or something and be respected at it. I don't know that we ever had anybody step up. We had some leaders,
right.
Micah Parsons being the guy, whatever, DeMarcus Lawrence doing this stuff. But I don't know that we actually had that vocal person that could really grab someone. I remember Darren Woodson coming up to me and telling me to get my shit together. Sorry, I don't know.
No, you're good. You're good. No holds barred.
It was stuff like that we were all good, but he could check me and be like, "Come on, man, you know what? We've been doing this. You know what's up. This kind of thing. Fix it." And I don't believe that was sincerely happening where guys didn't take it personal, thinking you're trying to come after them and trying to belittle them.
So I'm looking at this on how this go work for Zimmer. Cause see, when you look on the offense, the leaders are obvious. The people that could actually go shake something up is obvious. I see a divide on our defense. I see a divide. I see Micah Parsons wanting to be more of a leader, but feeling like he trying to find his voice. And Tank as the guy who established a lot of leadership way before Micah Parsons. I see a leadership void on the defense. And I agree, Ms. Lockhart. Let's take our time on this one. Let's talk about this. Ms. Lockhart said, and I agree, it should be D-Law. It should be. My boy One-Handed Bandit say Trayvon. I think it should be D-Law, in my opinion. I think Trayvon is a natural leader. But who is the person, in my opinion, that got the real voice? And more importantly, the consistency in his effort. See, I'm not interested, nor do I believe the team would be interested in a leader that's more talk than action. See, because the most gifted athlete by a mile is Micah Parsons. He's the most gifted by a mile. But we watched you this offseason. We watched you. We watched you tell the fans, oh man, my effort was there, Cowboy Nation. Just go watch the tape. And we did. And this is what the tape said. The tape said your effort was great. Quarter 1 and quarter 2. Quarter 3, your effort went downhill. Quarter 4, your effort went to hell. A leader like that can't hold everybody accountable until you consistent. And the person that was consistent, not just even in the final loss in the playoff game, throughout the whole season, the person whose effort was consistent, Tank. But the problem is Tank is not the megastar. The megastar is Micah Parsons. He is the megastar. The megastar. So Zimmer got some work. Zimmer got some work on his hands, man. Yeah, he got some work. And so we gonna get into, real quick, the vision for the defense and Micah Parsons. All right? Because, see, this ain't a show that's about everything perfect. Now, everything is not perfect. Hey, real quick, man, hold on. Let me, what them likes? We need to take a like break. Let's talk about that, Trey. This is a good thought. It's a good thought. Tank said they was tired. I said this before. I'm going to say it again. What Tank said was wrong and bad. How I looked at it, this is how I see it. Some people might see it different. This is how I see it. I think Tank did a bad job of following on. Oh, no. So it's 273 people. Hold on. Wait. There's 273 people here on only 162 likes. Let's just take a break and hit that like button real quick. Let's push this. Let's push it up. Let's push it up. Let's hit them likes. Come on. And this happens. This is why I ain't fussing at nobody. See, I fussed at y'all last time. I ain't fussing at nobody this time. Cause I saw that all I gotta do is ask and y'all come through. I saw that the last time. Did I fuss today? Did I call anybody some lurkers? I didn't. Not today. Like Icy said, my fault. It happens. You know what I mean? It's a lot going on today. You know, the content is rich. And when you got rich content, sometimes I do it. So, but we got to do our maintenance before I finish and hit that like. Because when you hit that like, it pushes up the recommendations. That's what it does. It says, man, the people that's watching it like it so much. Let's put this video in front of more Cowboy fans because they go probably like it too. So that's why if you really liking the content, you just hit that like and it causes this particular video to be recommended. So that's how we work together. It's not even just the super chats. It's not just the cash apps. Sometimes it's that like. It's that simple like. So appreciate you, Icy, and everybody else. But let me keep going, man. Getting back to it. Where was I at? Oh, the leader. And I was talking about the vision. Yeah, that's where I was. What's up, Coach Marv? I see Coach Marv in the building. Coach Marv, man, I've been seeing something, man, that I'm very happy to see. I've been seeing a lot of these current coaches having some quotes that you've been saying for years. So I can't wait till we talk about that. One of them was talking about bleeding, you know, your saying on bleeding and when it's silent or something like that. They say 64 people need to hit that like. Yeah. Well, let's 64 people that's watching. Let's hit that like, man. Because at this point, you probably are a lurker. At this point, come on now. We gave that enough time at this point. Yeah. Let's not be them. Yeah. Let's not be those types. All right. But appreciate you, Coach Marv. I just want to say, bleed in silence. That's what he talked about. Our defensive line coach just said that. I thought about Coach Marv immediately. I was like, I said, it's always good to see when somebody is 2 years ahead. Good job, Coach. So let's get into this vision for Micah Parsons. Let's get into this vision for the defense of Micah Parsons.
What's the next step that Micah Parsons needs to take as a player?
Well, they don't have to take many steps. You know, I think, you know, as we're just sitting up there again this morning talking about other things we can do with him, and you know, he's such a dynamic player that I said this the other day that, the offenses are always going to know where he's at. And so, they're going to turn protections to him. They're going to, have the back help chip no matter what it is. And a lot of the games he played last year that I watched, the offenses had a good scheme where they get 2 tight ends on him and all those things. So we're gonna obviously gonna move him around, doing different things with him, but we're gonna use him some ways where we're getting the protection turned the way we want it turned, and then able to win on the other side. And there's sometimes we're gonna try to overload a protection where he gets a one-on-one.
What's the next step that?
That's a beautiful vision. That's a beautiful vision. But I'm going to tell you something. It's going to require some unselfishness from the whole unit, especially Micah Parsons. See, let me play that last part again because it's very important. Now listen, this is very important. Listen.
Him, but we're going to use him some ways where we're getting the protection turned the way we want it turned, and then.
Okay. So we're going to use him sometime to get the protection turned the way we want it turned. What does that mean? We're going to use the tendency for offenses to key in on him against them. Meaning, sometimes Micah is going to have to be the decoy. All these offenses do a lot to prepare for you. So he thinking in 3D. He's saying, I keep seeing this tendency for teams to key in on you with protections. So we're going to use that as a way to create one-on-ones with the other guys. It's common sense.
Able to win on the other side. And there's sometimes.
So let me rewind that again in case you missed it. Listen.
We're getting the protection turned the way we want it turned, and then. But we're going to use him some ways where we're getting the protection turned the way we want it turned. And
yeah. Man, that's so genius, man. Y'all better clap it up. Oh my God. Just.
Able to win on the other side, and there's sometimes we're going to, try to overload a protection.
So then, when it's his time, they go overload that protection that they set to try to stop Micah. So he go have switch ups. He go have counter punches. But it's gonna require everybody to buy into do your job so others can have success doing theirs. It can't be about just you. That's going to be a test. That's going to be a test. That's going to be a test of character. That's going to be a test of trust. I see you super chat. Let me go ahead and hit this super chat real quick. Let me go ahead and hit it because I got 2 of them. Let me catch these super chats up real quick. All right, so Coach Marv just threw 5 bones down. I appreciate it, Coach. He said, "What's up, boss? Great team defense makes great players stars." Yeah, They gonna have to trust it. They gonna have to trust it though, coach. That's the thing I fear a little bit. And then my boy with a super chat said, "Is it time to get petty?" Yeah, it's almost time. We getting close. But I'm pretty petty every day though, man. That's I'm pretty petty, man. I think I hold that petty down. I get the petty award. I'm very, very, very petty. So, oh man, D.A. Lee. This real though. He said, I can't blame Micah if he fails that test. That's how the brand is built here. Is D.A. Lee lying? What is the name of Micah Parsons' podcast? Is it the chess piece? Like what Zimmer talking about? Is it the occasional decoy that Zimmer talking about? No. It's called The Edge. The Edge. How do you get your bag in the league? The Edge. I think it's something we got to keep our eye on. It's going to be a test of real loyalty. Because we had a mamby-pamby coach that fostered selfishness. And the question is selfishness now deep rooted into our players? It's a big thing for Boss Cowboy to actually say publicly that he drunk Kool-Aid. Listen, I do not drink Kool-Aid without first measuring. Gotta measure the Kool-Aid now. I gotta measure this, bro. Cause see, y'all thought this was finna be just a Zimmer praise-a-thon. Y'all thought this was gonna be a praise-a-thon. Nah, we gotta look at all of this. We gotta measure all this Kool-Aid. Let me play something by Foster King real quick.
But let me just say this, bro. I'm utterly disgusted with the fan base, bro. And honestly, some of the
This is right after the playoff loss.
Players. Because my problem is this, right? We talked about it for 2 hours last night about the coaching staff and, you know, the devotion, honestly, to mediocrity. And as I slept with it and I sat on it, boss, I really thought about something. Mm-hmm. The players want McCarthy back because he doesn't push them. They're not disciplined. And so, like, you always like the cool teacher, but you remember your hardest teacher. Like, and it's so sad because I now see players tweeting, and to some people this don't mean nothing, but to me, I look at everything. So now players are tweeting. I've seen a few players tweet, "Oh, McCarthy's back, running back." I'm like, bro, Y'all was just down 27-7 at halftime to a 9-8
Bruh.
What are we doing? Let me ask you a question real quick, boss. And I know everybody's not Kobe. Do you think for 1 second after Kobe got his brains blown out in a game, he'd be on Twitter at all? Like, what are we doing? I know these kids, they're not built like that, but my point is, this is why we sorry. This is why at moments we shrink. It's awful. There's no way that I would even show my face after the performance. The whole team. Do my exit interview, figure out a way to get better, figure out a way to get more discipline. Shut up. Instead, it's
I see y'all at OTA.
Running back a meme of Mike McCarthy dancing. What are we doing? And like, my thing is, boss, the fans do deserve better. You deserve better.
I do.
The folks who cover this team deserve better. Like, and this is what I've all, and I'm gonna let it. My 2 minutes is almost up. My rant's almost up.
You good, bro?
No. This is my last point, and seriously, I've always said this. It's literally better. I'm telling you. Remember that I told you this. It's better to be, and people they won't understand this part. It's better to be 3 and whatever. It's better to be what the Texans were last year, where you can make wholesale changes, than to be 9-8, 7-9, 12-5, lose a playoff game, whatever those, you know what I mean? That cycle. Because what happens is you'll keep saying, well, I can clean up some things. It's like you could take out some of the trash, and then you could sweep some stuff under the microwave. Under the refrigerator.
So, the key part, man, that I really love that he said is that people like the cool teacher, but people remember the hard teacher. So just listen to this, and then I'm gonna explain something.
And I'm hard on the rookies. There's no question about it, because I feel like you have to train them first, to make sure that you're demanding, because, it's like having little kids. If you let them get out of hand, then they're going to continue to get out of hand. So
let me play that again.
And I'm hard on the rookies. There's no question about it, because I feel like you have to train them first, to make sure that you're demanding, because, it's like having little kids.
So obviously it's a method to his madness. But hold on, I'm gonna play it one more time, and then I'm gonna put it together.
And I'm hard on the rookies. There's no question about it, because I feel like you have to train them first, to make sure that you're demanding, because, it's like having little kids. If you let them get out of hand, then they're going to continue to get out of hand. So,
Coach Marv talk about that a lot, being hard on the rookies, being a hard-nosed coach on purpose. I don't know how many times I heard Coach say that. I don't know how many times I heard Coach say that. Coach with another super chat, he said mentality has always been the problem, because talent without mentality falls short, boss. So the reason why I played that, because if we using our common sense, did Zimmer get a chance to mold Micah Parsons? Did Zimmer get a chance to mold Sam Williams? What did he just say about if you don't correct them when they rookies? What did he say happens?
And I'm hard on the rookies. There's no question about it, because I feel like you have to train them first, to make sure that you're demanding, because, it's like having little kids. If you let them get out of hand, then they're going to continue to get out of hand. So,
what was we seeing under Dan Quinn? Consistently, they kept getting out of hand. Yep. So let me go back to the vision of what he doing. We almost finished too, y'all. I'm almost finished. I don't want this to be too long of a show. I'm just painting a picture of what we really getting with him. I want everybody to know what we getting, but I also want y'all to know his dilemmas. Everything is not clean. Everything is not pretty. His vision is sound, but Zimmer is going to need some help. He's going to need some help from his players. His players going to have to buy in. His players going to have to divorce the lessons they learned from the soft parent and learn the discipline that comes from a real parent. That's what Zimmer is under. Zimmer also need the type of players he been asking for. And I'm frankly sick of him having to beg for it. And then some of y'all got the nerve. Wait, y'all, hold on. Y'all just wait. Wait till it play out, boss. I get sick of shows like yours where it always works out. And then y'all made up. No. It don't always work out. I don't know what kind of Cowboy fan you are and who you been watching. This is also the same team that fired Dez and told you a committee was gonna get it done. Ain't this that same team? Ain't this that same team? Yeah. This that same team that said they was gonna pick Gallup over Amari. Stephen Jones. Yes. But then y'all try to lecture me and Law and other people that's trying to fight back for Zimmer and say, hold on, get that man what he need. They already in install. They already teaching them the foundations of the defense. And we betting on Mozzie coming back from shoulder surgery, trying to get his confidence back and trying to get his weight back. What we doing? And then y'all gonna be like, boss, calm down. Boss, just wait. Boss, have some faith. Now, shut up, man. You been stupid and you been a kiss butt. At some point, you gotta speak up. Speak your mind.
Bring it real back. He be speaking his mind. That boy with the shit.
And we can see that this man has it. You can see Zimmer has it. He have it. He have everything that it take. But we can't fail him. And to a degree, guess who else was failed? Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn was failed too. He was failed. That man lobbied for Bobby Taylor for 2 years straight. The moment he went over to Washington, he got him. Oh, so that was just a coincidence. Boss, calm down. Boss, calm down. Have faith. Nah, I better be watchful because my front office got bad patterns of betting on their guys. Mozzie is their guy. It's a reason why I didn't want us to draft a defensive tackle. Bobby Wag. I'm sorry. I said Bobby Taylor. I always do that. I say Bobby Taylor. Bobby Wagner. Thank you, Swain. I always do that. But then we asked, yeah. Dan Quinn got failed. You telling me Bobby Wagner couldn't have helped us? Versus Green Bay? Oh, okay. Boss, calm down. Boss, come on. Be positive. I need your show to be positive, boss. I need you to have hope. Come on, man. We just had a good draft, boss. Come on now. Nah. What y'all really should, y'all should be loving the fact that somebody has the independence and balls to say what needs to be said. And I see what's going on, man. I see what's going on. Man, I ain't gonna go too deep, bro. But it's a lot of suckery in a lot of places. It's a lot of suckery. A lot of us fans are being suckers right now. That's why I say I always hate this time of the year. I hate this time of the year. It is the time of illogical optimism. Every time we get done with the draft, people just close their ears. They don't want to hear no ways we can get better. When you start giving warnings like, say, nah, hey, Zimmer, he got some baby kids he likely got to deal with. Yeah. See, Zimmer, he inherited these kids that he didn't raise. Yeah. Now he got to get them kids to act right when they been acting bad. Oh, boss, I don't want to hear that, boss. I don't want to hear that. I don't want. No. You need to hear this. And on top of that, you need to hear that he don't have yet what he been asking for.
A defense that's been really successful. Dan Quinn, the last 3 years, they've led the NFL in takeaways, in defensive touchdowns, in points off turnovers. They're up there in sacks. What is it in your mind that's missing that you can provide?
Well, I don't know, Ed. We're going to go about it trying to put the players in the best position, and then go from there. Trying to continue to do the good things they've done. They've been a very pressure-based defense, which I love. They've got some really good pressure players, and we've lost some good players too. But I think there might be a little bit of a mixture of pressure and coverage and disguise and things like that maybe can help us, and maybe not get as many turnovers or all those. But I think if you go back and look at my history throughout the time, there's been a lot of sacks, a lot of pressure, low scoring games, so that's really what we want to try and do, is keep the scores down. And if we get opportunities to get turnovers, interceptions, and sacks, and so be it.
Yeah. So what you can see is he's more so wanting to be a fundamental defense and not a flashy defense. He wants to be a team-oriented defense, not based on flashy turnovers, but he want to be sound in preventing points and a disciplined team. That's the vision of what he is aiming for. I didn't have this in the presentation, but I'm gonna put it in. Y'all give me a second. I gotta pull this up. Y'all give me 1 second. I should have had this already, but I didn't. Y'all give me 1 second. All right, here we go. I'm loading a clip now. Y'all be patient with your boy. But I talked about this yesterday on the Final Word. I'm gonna talk about this again. And then I'm gonna end on a good note, because I do also see some other great things that he's doing, and what he's attempting to do. So let me pull out my notes real quick, and that's gonna take me right to it. All right, here we go. Okay, I found it. All right, y'all give me 1 second. Thank y'all for being patient. Flying the plane. All right, here we go. Hold on, let me make sure I got everything right. Tell you, but I wish y'all could see what I be having to go through just to do stuff on the fly. You'd be like, man. All right, here we go.
Guys, what first impressions do you have about the players you're inheriting?
There's a lot of talent here. I do think we're thin in some areas, but hopefully we've accomplished some of the things in the draft with Kneeland and Marist, trying to get those guys up to speed and adding a few bigger bodies. But yeah, it's been fun. It's been.
So when your first question is, what's your first impressions do you have of these guys? And the very first thing he says is, a lot of talent here. I do think we are thin in some areas. Does he have what he needs? Where is he thin? Where is he obviously thin? See, because I do want y'all to know the Dallas Cowboys can do some things. Even now. They can do some things even now. Yeah, that they not doing. Sue's still out there. Yeah. See, you brought Jason Peters in here off the couch. But you can't do nothing right now. And I do agree we should wait to June 1st to see what happened with cuts. But if you don't do nothing then, when you go do it? Because it's going to probably be maybe 2 more chances. Tyrone Church. You see what I'm saying? Tyrone Church. Some year 3 DTs been cut the last 2 days. So listen, I'm not wrong at being agitated. I'm not wrong for having some trust issues at all. You should have some trust issues. Yeah, you should have some trust issues. But anyway, I'm watching this, man, because like I said before, I watched them play too many games with our guys. Let me go to some good news though, and something that's go also, and then I'm gonna get on the phones. Listen to this.
Remember when Ellis started doing like jiu-jitsu or something? Was that, I don't know if it was 03 or 04, but I imagine that even maybe helped some of the hands and that kind of thing.
Yeah, and if you see him walking down the hallway now, he's still doing stuff like this, you know.
Wax on.
You think he's talking to somebody, you know. But you know, and I've had him come to training camp with me before, you know, when I was the head coach. So I know what he can do and the way that he teaches, and he's outstanding.
So he talking about Greg Ellis. And see, this is the thing that I've been noticing about the Dallas Cowboys and a trend that's starting to happen around the NFL. You start to see a whole lot more player coaches. I think that's a very smart strategy that's starting to be implemented around the NFL, and it's obvious. Especially if you look at Detroit. I think Detroit might have the most player coaches probably out of any NFL team. And Greg Ellis talked about it. Listen.
Well, What's the benefit of you and Jeff having played the position?
I think it's a huge benefit. You know what I mean? Jeff obviously handles more of, interior guys, and Jeff is the lead one. I'm assistants to him. I say that first and foremost. But I think it's a tremendous blessing, if you would, because we can tell you the play that we have to do that Zim has that he called, but we also can tell you little techniques and how to be more productive at executing that deal.
Yeah. And I like that Zimmer is ramping that up. That's a very good thing. It's instant credibility. And remember, they talked about jiu-jitsu, right? They talked about jiu-jitsu. Do y'all remember I slowed down Tyler Guyton and I was showing how he was telegraphing? And a whole lot of fans who want to be positive got upset because I pointed it out. Man, just let that man work. Jesus Christ. Man, just let that man work. Now listen.
Remember when Ellis started doing like jiu-jitsu or something? Was that, I don't know if it was 03 or 04, but I imagine that even maybe helped some of the hands and that kind of thing.
Yeah, and if you see him walking down the hallway now, he's still doing stuff like this.
So why was Greg Ellis working on jiu-jitsu and working on wipe on and wipe off? Why was he doing that? Because if he can
Remember
telegraph,
when Ellis started doing like jiu-jitsu or something, was that?
Why was he doing that? Because if he see your punch, he wiping it, he countering it. And so this is the thing. A lot of fans, a lot of us got to know who the good guys are. The good guys are the people that's trying to warn about things that can happen before it happens. It's too late after it happened. The good guys are the people, and the good girls are the people that tell you before it happened. So I'm seeing what Zimmer is trying to do. I see he's trying to instill discipline on his team. I see that it's going to be exactly what he said if we embrace it. I see it. Do your job so others can have success doing theirs. But I would be lying to y'all. I would be lying if I did not say that there's a potential leadership dilemma that can get in the way. I would be lying. I would be lying to you if I didn't say there are some potential baby kids who was raised wrong. What did Zimmer say? Zimmer said, I get on the rookies the worst because I'm trying to prevent them from having those bad habits. So Zimmer is not walking into a clean environment. He is in a political environment. What I want is for us to continue to put pressure for him to get what he need and to put pressure on these players if they not falling in line. Straight up. Because if they fall in line, yeah, we got the potential to be the best defense. But if they acting like baby kids, we in trouble. Let's take some calls.
Piling paper, got them talking nice to me. Down the bottle, it be going right through me. Brown baby, down to take a flight to me. They think that I'm stunting, but it's slight to me. Piling paper, got them talking nice to me. Guess that's why the labels want the rights to me. CD on my back and it feel light to me. They think that I'm stunting, but it's slight to me.
Yo. All right. We got everything on the menu. Everything. So obviously that whole presentation was about Zimmer. But if you call in, we can talk about any of the topics because we got plenty that we can talk about. We obviously got the schedule that's out, so if you want to talk about that, that's on the menu. If you want to talk about Trey Lance and what's coming out about him, that's on the menu. Then obviously if you got some thoughts on what I was saying on Zimmer, that's on the menu. But then if you just want to freestyle, that's also on the menu. So Coach Marv is in the building. Y'all let me set it up. Me and Coach go kick it off. All right. Give me a second. All right. Coach, let's cook.
Boss, what's going on, brother?
What's up with it?
Can you hear me, boss?
Yes, sir.
I can't hear you, boss.
You can't?
You can hear me.
Yes, sir.
I still can't hear you.
Let me do this. Coach, I'm gonna call you direct. All right?
Still can't hear you. Well, let me go ahead and give my...
Coach,
you gonna call me? All right.
I'm gonna call you direct. All right, hold on real quick.
Hey, boss.
It's better?
Hello?
Yeah. Is that better?
I can't hear you, boss.
What about now? What about now?
Hey, well, if I'm on the show, let me just...
What about now?
I still can't hear you, but if I'm on the show, let me just give you my little points, man, right quick. I broke them down because I put myself, I wrote me some notes this time, boss. I ain't did that since my coaching days, writing notes, right? But look at here, just take this out. First, I want to talk about the Quinn administration, man.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have been hard on the Quinn administration, but you got to remember where Quinn brought this defense from. Brought the defense a long way. He brought this defense with a very young defense. They were a younger defense when they first got in. But I think what happened is he got a little too close, and this defense started getting too overconfident. If you remember early in the season, he was talking about what names we going to have. They were talking about what names they were going to have. And I think when we did have bad games, they didn't really acknowledge that they thought that they were better than what they were. And the sloppiness started to come in. And December talked about that. When you're starting to have sloppiness come in, we mentioned that many times during the live stream. When the sloppiness start coming in, it becomes habit, and it becomes something that you do, and it's hard to respond and get back because you allow it to get in because of the youngness and overconfidence of that team. And then I think Quinn just got too close with his team, and that sometimes has a problem because you can't get them to respond. Micah Parsons. I think what we're talking about, a lot of people are talking about, is the accountability, the leadership, and this is what we're trying to get out of Micah Parsons. He's going to have to be accountable to be a more disciplined and complete player. I think Nate Newton stated in that thing about him being a complete player. If you think he's chasing the bag because of sack and not being a complete player, he won't be an impact player like he wants to be, and he's going to find out, and not being a complete player, it's going to limit his bag. So if he really wants to get the biggest bag and wants to be the guy that's the defensive player of the year, he'll become more of a complete player this year, and sometimes that's going to be sacrifice. And showing sacrifice is going to make himself with better leadership, and then he's going to shine even more because he's going to make his other players better. Same thing we always talk about other sports. Micah got to learn how to make everybody else better because he is the leader. So that's the last. And the last part, I want to talk about the process Zimmer is going through.
Yeah.
You touched on this. This is going to be a hard process for Zimmer because he's going to have to break some bad habits.
Yeah.
And there's going to be young players that's going to buck the system. I tell people like this: if you go into a house and you come into maybe a classroom and all of them been doing what they want to do, and some of them think they better than what they do, and when you come in and try to build some discipline, you're going to have some people that's going to try to buck, and it may slow your process down of your defense becoming good until they understand and buy in, or you get to the point where you weed out the ones that's bucking you and you weed those people out. So as a good coach, he's going to find the imposters, the people who just want to be there to get a check and say that they're good, but really don't want to work hard, don't want to sacrifice, or going to be selfish. That's the process he's going to go through. But it's not going to work if Mike McCarthy doesn't set the tone overall and have that same mentality with the team. He can help the process get better, but he can't just have Zimmer do it and he sits back and do on the other end, he allows people to run wild. He's got to lock into and say, hey, this is how we're going to be. And that may help it a whole lot because he got to do it because the Joneses are not. So that's where it's got to come from. Zimmer's going to be the lead, but Mike needs to support that lead by having some extraneous and cutting down on certain things himself to say that we got a new process going. Sorry I couldn't hear you, boss, but hopefully those comments help with the show, brother.
No, you did.
All you do, brother.
Thank you. Man, I wish I could have heard. I wish my phones weren't tripping, man. So, yeah, I think I got a short. I think that's what's going on. I think I got a short because sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. Usually that's from a short in a wire. So I'm gonna have to go exchange that. But anyway, man, Mike Zimmer, the real first round pick. I see it even better now. And I just want us to do our part. I think this is not going to be, I think Coach Marv hit it on the head perfectly. He gonna go through some growing pains. He gonna have some people that's gonna buck. It's gonna be some potential imposters. It's gonna be some imposters. If we see the imposters, the question is, will we have the courage to say it? Or will we be fans? Because it's a reason why so many men like George Teague, like Greg Ellis, like George Aloka, like Eric Hendricks, all these guys on his word run for him. His character has to be consistent. So we just got to do our part. We got to do our part to help. Some of the ways you could help: share the content, hit the like, spread the word. Because see, y'all know over here at Boss Cowboy Sports, you go get a whole lot of documentation of what I'm saying. This is not a show where I just turn on the camera and start talking. I could get on and off quick every day, but I don't. I break down the clips. I organize it. I put the subjects. I put them in order. I talk about the dilemmas. I talk about what he trying to do. It's original. It's not copied. And I do it because I love the team and I want to win. So I appreciate everybody at Boss Cowboy Sports, man. Tyrone Church, the likes up. He said, I love the likes. Yeah, I can trust y'all, man. I've learned that. I've learned that I just gotta remind y'all. But anyway, man, I got some more content tomorrow. Even more. I have even more. Because remember, I was gonna break down the players. Are we better or worse? This is more so, are the coaches better or worse? I would say the coaches are better. I would say our defensive coordinator is better. I believe Dan Quinn, Coach Marv is right. He was good. He was good. But Zimmer is better. If we get him what he needs.
Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matters.
Love, moving too bossy, we don't tread softly, but not flossy, the streets done taught me, moving too bossy, we don't tread softly, but not flossy, the streets done taught me, I'm just tryna get my nigga paid. We came from Section 8, and I knew I was at since the 2nd grade. Man, I swear my time is coming, cause I'm never late. Came from broken homes and broken dreams to getting paid. Love, dollar bill, listen close, this is not a drill. Niggas hungry trying to get a meal. I've been in light, who gon' pay a bill? I've been in action, been in traction, surplus with niggas lacking, shining light but still be blacking, red lights will stop the action, green to go, even when it's slow. Higher heights to balance out the lows. Can't ride the wave cause you ain't got a boat.